Hey, Ben, come on up. You can keep clapping while he walks up.
Hey.
Have a seat. So, we start the night off with the hungover clips. And was there a lot of that happening during this process? Did you have to get down and dirty with the band?
I stayed at a safe distance. But those guys, they're known for their partying. But yeah, that was Sandy that you saw hung over there. And I just wanted to show him in his true light, in his glory. So that's what this intro was. It's the first 5 minutes of the documentary, just basically uncut. So
You've made a lot of music videos, man. You've worked with Faber Drive, 10-Second Epic, many Carly Rae Jepsen videos, including one that's sitting at about 500,000 views. 500,000, like 400,000, right?
500 million.
500 million.
There we go.
But is this your first full length? Is this the first time you worked on a full length?
Yeah. I basically did this piece for very little money. It was a true passion project of mine. Basically, because I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I was doing music videos and music content for a long time, but I really wanted to step into something that was a full-length documentary because I knew I could do it, and yeah, my hard work has paid off.
Well, so let's talk about maybe the learning curve, because music video is a lot of work that goes in the music video, but on this DVD package you've given us the story of the band. You follow them making a record. You've given some older footage to help tell their story. There's a live concert. There's a lot more work that goes into it. So what was the biggest thing you learned going from making music videos to this documentary style?
There's a lot more footage to go through. So there was, I apologize to my wife who's in the crowd because I spent months and months and months on this project. So definitely a lot more time consuming than music videos, and a lot more of myself goes into it than, say, a music video.
The other thing with documentaries, right? Like you start off with a story, of course, but you're waiting for those accidents to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. When you sat down and thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do with 10-Second Epic, was there an overall plan? What were the conversations you had with the band? What did they want to accomplish?
Well, we started out, we actually got a MuchFact grant, like an EPK grant, and we were just going to do some video blogs. And in the back of my head, I was like, no, I'm definitely going to make a full documentary here. And yeah, they were into it from the start. I grew up, I loved DVD content that bands put out, like Blink-182, Jimmy Eat World, all those kind of bands put out, bonus discs on their albums, and I love that content. And then it kind of faded into bands that were releasing stuff. It's just like someone, stuff they shot on tour on their phone, and it seems like they just threw a DVD together with, just scrap material of theirs, right? And kind of bummed me out because it's like I just paid, an extra $10 for this bonus DVD, and it's just basically, nothing. It's just a compilation of random footage, right? So I went in wanting to make a story, and that story is the process of them making an album from writing to recording. But I knew along the way I wanted to showcase each of their personalities. So I think just from that 5-minute clip, you definitely get a sense of Sandy. And that's what I loved growing up about bonus content as far as DVDs from bands. So that's basically what I tried to accomplish.
I mean, there's moments in this DVD like you can see them working with the producer, and it gets a little, sometimes it gets a little heated, right? They're doing a record in a way they hadn't done before. They're barking back and forth at each other sometimes. How aware were they of the camera? Did you find it changed them at all? Did it change them the way maybe they were saying things or acting the way they wouldn't normally?
No, with those guys, it's what you see is what you get. So, and I had known them since my late teen years, and I'm 26 now, so I've known them for a long time. So going in, we all knew each other, so there was no, everyone was comfortable with everyone.
Now, they rented like an apartment, I think, in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Right? And how long did they stay there?
2 months.
Were you living there with them?
I was not, thank God.
Who was shooting the camera? Who was shooting the footage?
I just stopped by every day. You know, I had a full-time job at the same time, so I just, you know, basically all my spare time, I just retreated back to their little dungeon or in the studio and shot some footage.
So, how involved were they as you're piecing the story together? Like, when was the first cut that they saw, or did you just kind of say, "Look, I'm going to give it to you"?
That was it, man. Like basically the first cut, they just loved it. They didn't have any changes, so that was awesome for as a director to have, you know, no comments. I don't think that ever happens.
Nice. And being in the studio with the band and filming that part of it, had you spent time with musicians before and seeing that process and watching them make records that way?
Yeah, I worked for 604 Records for 3 years, and so I spent a lot of time with Nickelback and Marion's Trench, Faber Drive, and Carly Rae Jepsen. So I was fairly used to the studio life. And another reason I think that this DVD is awesome is because it shows people, you know, exactly what goes into making a record, right? This band isn't like Metallica, where it's like, you know, there's some kind of monster DVD, right? Where it's more psychological, and you know, they're an established band and they're you know, fighting, and that's kind of what makes the story interesting, right? So these are just regular guys, and I think you know, all the studio footage really shows you know, their true personalities.
Cool. Well, thanks, man. Great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Ben Knechtel.